Welcome again to another episode of the Traders Show. This time we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. So this topic came about just like this podcast was born. So this podcast was born out of discussions that we normally had at the office. And so for this week, we were talking about athletics. We've been watching most athletes trying to understand sportsmen and the correlation between sports and trading. So basically today we're going to talk about trading as an extreme sport, lessons from top athletes including Eliud Kipchoge, Michael Phelps, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. So there are a couple of athletes we can...
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. So there are very many athletes that you can learn from. And there are many similarities that exist between trading and athletics or sports. Why? Because both of them are performance fields. So in these fields, you eat what you kill. That's what we like saying. You don't have to eat something if you don't kill something. Like you can't, it's black and white. You can't hide under something. You can't try to, if you're poor at your game, you lose. And if you're losing, you're basically not having anything to eat. If you're good at your game, you win. And if you're winning, you have a lot to eat and probably even more to help other people. So that's the topic of the day. I think Caleb is well prepared. So for the topic, he has very many points. So we'll be chatting about different things. I think the idea of the podcast is that we'll have a topic. We'll talk about different views from different athletes. We'll relate that to trading, and then we'll jump onto another point and do the same. So there are many things you'll learn. I think there is a distinct difference between what many people think about trading and those who have been trading. I think if you've been trading in the markets for a long time, if you've been trading for a year or two, you still don't probably understand what it takes to succeed in this game. I think for me, I'd say you need to do it for a minimum of 5 years for you to get a grasp and a feel of what it takes to really succeed long term in the markets. And then you make the decision whether you'll go on or you'll stop. If you're going on, you need to change some things. If you're stopping, well and good. Then you can look for something less to do. So Caleb, start us off, please.
Okay, I think I'll also introduce myself before we give it to Caleb. So listeners, my name is Taras Lawi, Risk Manager at Financial Hub. So I think I've introduced myself much in the previous episodes. So today, as Ken has already introduced the topic, it's a very dear topic to us. For us, we believe trading is a very solid career that can be nurtured well if you put in the hours, if you put in the discipline and all that relates to sports. So basically, we are going to crunch how we believe and how we believe trading relates to sports. Some characteristics that most traders have and also most athletes have that has helped them to be outstanding. So also, as you've noted, we've not talked about just any athlete. We've talked about getting nuggets from the top athletes. If you look at Kipchoge, he's the top athlete in like the best in marathon. Cristiano is one of the best in football. Michael Phelps is the best in swimming. So basically, we are trying to link how are these top athletes, what are their characteristics that are making them successful, and also we'll look into what it takes for you to be a successful trader, like a top tier trader, not just any trader. So we want to relate, like how can you, we are not there yet, but at least we also know good traders and we know how they conduct themselves. So we'll also link some of the good traders to some of the great athletes. So basically that will be the topic for today. I hope you enjoy. It will be about an hour and a half, so stay tuned. Caleb.
Trading is an extreme sport and you're going against the best in the world. And if you're not well prepared, well trained, you do not stand a ghost of a chance. Anyway, so welcome guys to today's episode. Ken and Taras have already introduced it, so I won't say much in the introduction. As they said, we're going to talk about trading as an extreme sport because we emulate and look up to a lot of people in the sports world and what they do and how they how they train, how they perform, because they have to perform at world-class level. And we look at the similarities that we have in terms of trading, because trading, I think most of it will come as something new. Maybe you're not yet familiar with how we are going to show the comparison between the two, but that's mainly what we're going to talk about today. And starting off, trading as an extreme sport, I think I'll start off with the first question that I had for you guys, and I think it's what we had started talking a bit about yesterday. Mm-hmm. What is your take and what is your view as market as an extreme sport? What does it mean? What are your takes? What do you think? It's what we were discussing yesterday.
For me, I think I'll just give a short answer. Mm-hmm. It's the toughness of the markets. the challenge, like how markets are challenging, basically.
So it's always a challenge.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. So for you to overcome the challenge, you have to like put yourself through extreme pressures, working extreme hours. So basically, that's how I believe it relates to extreme sport, like the hardness of trading, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, trading is a game. Money is a scorecard. So with that as a framework, I normally look at the skills you need to develop for you to become a good trader. So unlike other games where the scorecard is how many points you've scored, how many championships you've won, in the markets, it's all about how much money you've made, how much more can you make. Unfortunately, that's the scorecard that you have to use. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing also.
How much you've made?
Yeah, how much you've made, how much you can make more, because it's about breaking the limits. Like, for example, if you move from managing a $10,000 account to a $100,000 account, your mind must adjust in some ways. For example, if you're used to making $100, $200, $300 per trade, and now you're making $3,000 a trade, $4,000 a trade, then you really have to adjust your mindset on how you manage that.
So you adapt.
Yep. Once you move to $1 million, you're risking $1 million shillings. So you have to again adjust your thinking. So it's about breaking those barriers. Money is the scorecard, but you're breaking those barriers as you're moving higher. So it's a challenge that you want to master, you're developing, but you're moving higher. And that's how I'd look at it as a sport.
So in terms of money is the scorecard, that's what we're looking to gauge different people's performance.
Yep. So if you're managing $1 million, you're obviously better than someone who's managing 100,000, or you're more developed. That's the best word I think I can use. For example, Michael has been in the game longer than us. He's obviously managing more money. Yep. He's doing better than us. So he's ahead of the game. He's more developed than we are. We'll probably get there, or we'll eventually get there. But we are still developing. Like, we're not as developed as he is. He's much more sophisticated in how he looks at things. He understands things better.
So to get you right, it's more or less your performance, not how much amount you have.
No. It's your performance.
Okay.
And your stages of development again.
Okay. Because someone might have $100,000 and someone else 1 million, but the 100,000 has been in it longer, performing much better. He didn't have the amount of capital as compared to the other person at an earlier stage. You get my point?
Yeah, but I also think in trading, once you master the skill, the next big challenge is how you leverage up the capital.
Of course.
And capital will always be looking for you if you're doing a good thing. So I always think that if you're a good trader and you don't leverage up your trading, there are only two things that are probably the challenge. One is yourself. So either it's a challenge for you to leverage up capital, and there are very good traders who have been unable to leverage up the capital. For example, I was reading Market Wizards, and a guy like Peter Brandt said he was unable to trade people's money because it interfered with his psychology. The minute he took up people's money, it interfered with his psychology.
This is who?
Peter Brandt.
Okay, the chartist.
Yeah. And so he decided he'll focus on trading his own cash, but try to leverage up a bit. But the other guys like Shapiro, who managed up to $600 million, coming all the way from about 100,000, moving all the way to about $600 million. Imagine. And he did well on all those accounts. So it's a matter of mindset, framework, the individual, but also it's about the skill, like how developed are you, how sophisticated are you, and how much pressure can you handle. Because again, when you're managing people's money, it comes with more pressure. It's not like you're managing your own money. So some of these things, you really have to be smart around how you handle some of those things. But it's like sports. When you're playing when you're starting out in your career in sports, and maybe in your high school team, you're playing against maybe some small teams. You don't have a big crowd, and then you join the NBA. Now you have a crowd, you have investors, you have people watching you. Now there's more pressure, and you're expected to perform. So
of course,
it's about now who can handle such pressure.
Okay.
Yep. So that's how I'd look at it. And it's just like business also. I think business is the same. If
also, okay, finish up.
If you're running a big business, like running a startup, like Ken told us long time ago, the minute you expand your business, the more the challenge, the bigger the hurdle. So it's more stressful when you're doing something bigger. But that's again the beauty of it. So you really have to, that's how I think about it, or rather that's how I think about it. Yep.
Okay, so on that point, before we go into any other point, you say that in trading, money is a scorecard.
Yeah.
Do you think that makes trading difficult?
Yeah.
The fact that, okay, in sports there's actually money also.
Yeah.
If Kipchoge wins a marathon, he can easily win $2 million, $3 million.
Yep.
But do you think he never thinks about the money?
Yeah.
He's just purely focusing on the process of
The-
winning
the training.
competition.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think the fact that money is the scorecard,
That's the danger
that's
of
the
it.
danger of trading. Exactly.
Because money
Like a
does,
paradox.
exactly,
Exactly.
does a
It's
lot to your
paradox,
mind.
yeah.
Mm.
If you make $1 million in a matter of minutes,
Mm.
does a lot to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And like someone else, especially when you're brought up in a culture whereby you're told to make $1 million, you need to work extra hard, you need to take long. Then in a matter
All
of
a sudden,
minutes,
you're making in
exactly,
minutes.
you're making $1 million in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That can really fuck you up if you're not careful.
Exactly.
The
So I
same
think-
happens when you're losing.
Mm-hmm.
You woke up and by the time the day ends, you've lost $1 million shillings.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people can handle such things.
Mm-hmm.
And we're playing the game at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
If you even go back to the levels of 50,000,
Mm.
because we've told people like I've lost $1,000 in a day, and people are like, "Wow, and you slept that day."
Mm-hmm.
So it's
The tip is left.
yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
psychological. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the making of the money and the losing of the money. That's dangerous, I think.
Mm.
But you really, over time, you also need to learn to. I think with experience, you also learn how to handle such things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you also need to grow up slowly. Like you can't move from managing, let's say, 1,000 to 10,000. No, 1,000 to $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
But if you move 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 100,000, 100,000, 500, 500, $1 million.
Mhm.
Okay, that's gradual,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and it can help you develop. But yeah, I agree
Exactly.
with you. I
Plus,
agree with you.
Like another way we've also helped ourselves like minimize that. Okay, like not minimize, like get that detachment out is by framing money in percentages.
Yep.
So in as much as you're losing money, making money, you're not thinking of it like, I've lost 100,000. This is 1% of my account.
Yep.
It's basically just 1% of your account. So
Yeah.
basically, you don't feel like the money aspect of it torturing your
Your
mind.
mentality.
But it's so easy for you if you always frame your losses and profits in terms of money. It's so easy. It's a torture.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's always a torture
Yep.
because you make money, lose money, especially as you start trading. So,
Guaranteed.
yeah, it will always be a torture, and it will be so hard for you to form that mental framework of a winner. See, so basically, number one point when tumesema tu is trading has that aspects of making money, but try so much and not have that framework in your mind
Yep.
that I'm here to make money. You're here to perform and be consistent in what you're doing.
Exactly.
Money will be the reward.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it will be like I think most traders should get that from athletes. Like
Yeah.
they are doing the competition, but just to be number one.
Yeah. Not to make $1 billion.
Not to make
or
a million.
something.
Champions League uko wasi wanataka tu I want to be number one in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Champions League has I think $100 million at stake.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and that's a lot of money. But if you now
That's
start,
a lot.
yeah, if you
What's the
now start,
amount?
if you now just start playing with $100 million in your mind, probably you won't perform the best. You see, so I think it's one way that traders can also emulate from athletes. Like they don't always have that money factor in their mind. They want to be the best in what they're doing. If it's running, they want to be the best athlete, a best runner. I mean, if it's in swimming, they want to like the fastest swimmer, not the swimmer who made the most money.
Yep.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah.
So I think that's one thing we can get from also.
Because even
Sports.
before we go into the points, well, me haven't described how I view sports trading. Okay, me have three ways.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, open for critiques and open to your discussions. Yeah, I'll be fast in this one. So the first one, I believe, it's a sport in terms of trading as a sport. In terms of you first have to conquer yourself before you go conquer other things. So it's already a challenge within yourself. For example, like the way you're saying, losing $1 million is tough. Okay, so if you've not dealt with yourself first, it's very hard for you to do it in the competition.
Yeah.
Because in the competition, it's strict.
Yeah, it's strict.
It's tough. So my first step in terms of becoming an extreme sport, you have to conquer yourself before you move into other things. The second part is what you were talking about, Ken, yesterday. There's $1 million on the table. You're performing at 20%, Taras is performing at 5%. Who will the money go to?
Ken.
Exactly. So investor will say, let me give Ken, because Ken will give me $200,000
There's
at
no
the end of the
loyalty in
year.
making money.
Yeah, there's no loyalty, exactly. There's no loyalty. May I rather give Ken, even if Taras says he's performing, it's quite exceptional. 5% si kidogo. Most people are blowing accounts.
Yeah.
So money will go to your side. So that's the second way I think of it. Like there's that competition. The third way I think of it is everyone wants everyone's money.
It's a zero-sum game.
Man eat man.
Man eat man society. What you were saying earlier on, so you just said right now, what, the dog eat dog or something.
It's a zero-sum game. Yeah.
Zero sum.
Yeah.
So the fact that yes,
For you
there's
to win, you have to lose.
exactly.
Yep.
So if let's say there's only one market existing, only Taras and only Papa, Ken and Taras are trading this market. It's the only one that exists. The only way you'll win is if he loses.
Yeah.
The only way. You can't both win. Because you lose, your pesa yako itenda kwake. Taras akilose, itenda kwake. So now think of it as a mass scale. Everyone wants everyone's money. May I want the money you have. Not consciously that I'm coming for Ken's money, but see what we are going to take this chunk of money we're all taking from one another. So you have to be at the top of your game. You have to be flexible enough to change when the things change. You have to be very fast
to know when these guys want to take your money.
Exactly.
They're coming to stay alert.
Exactly. Anyway, that's a light joke we keep having. Anyway, so just to, in a nutshell, those are the three ways.
That's
I think
your first point was that it's
conquer yourself.
Conquer yourself. Yeah,
so
true.
You have in your mind.
So exactly, like even before you start, let's say running even a 10 kilometer, you just waking up to go to that track. Usha make a step, then ule mtu anasema mimi ndakimbia next marathon. The same way to like someone who's starting to trade, but he's always postponing putting his first account. I have a friend, she was telling me she deposited $300,
but she's never traded
back in March. But she the confidence to put one trade, even the first one, she has never had a loss. Even the first one. Exactly. So
it's like this other friend of yours, Ken, the one I was watching the account. You know the one I have. I was looking at it today morning. He never took one. Imerudi zero. Ametoa kila.
No, exactly. So such people.
Everything is out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So such people, like, they don't first believe in themselves. Like, you've not even conquered that. Hey, let me first try this hard stuff. Because they know it's hard. For someone not to do it and enjoy stuff, I can easily lose this money. So first accept that, hey, I lose this money, but let me get into it first. You know, how my experience will be. So that's very important in any sport. Like, start somewhere. So the moment you start somewhere, you're starting to conquer yourself.
And as you're saying start somewhere, and they're giving chance to lead to my second, what we can talk about. What example sports you're most encouraged, you like looking up
in terms of
that gives you this encouragement that you like comparing the two together?
Which
sports do you look up to? Unaangalianga sports?
Oh, which sports? For me,
that you can relate to trading, and who in those sports? Maybe 2 or 3 examples.
One is marathon, and it's Eliud Kipchoge. Another one is I like the consistency of Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, F1.
He's been like the top for the longest time ever since he started, always winning. And if you look at how he also frames his success, he started racing when he was so young, at around 12. Those go-karting. So the fact that he started somewhere and nurtured it to this level.
And I think
pro.
To just add on to what he's saying, like we were saying, Caleb, if there's one thing we've discovered from watching all these people, because basically I was thinking about it early in the morning. I think what we've been doing is we've been in a research lab trying to look at what makes some people tick and what makes some people losers. Definitely that's what we've been trying to study, right? And one of the things we've discovered is most of these winners, most of these people who win or are exceptional at what they're doing, started out very young. I was not even aware Lewis started at 12.
At 12.
Dalio started at 12.
12, exactly.
Kobe started at 13. Michael Phelps started at 11.
And
Messi 10.
Messi 10. Like, these people were young.
Bill Gates coding at 12.
13, yeah. So if you think about it, I was actually telling Caleb, one of the things that I personally would, if I'm super rich and I would want to do philanthropy, I think one of the things I try to create is a system which supports people when they're young.
Exactly.
Because you were talking with Caleb how we dropped out of...
passionate about this.
Exactly. We dropped out of school to pursue trading. Trading is not something useless. But when you meet with someone who's been in the system, what do they try to tell you? They try to tell you how risky it is, how you're not playing a safe game, how you should be having papers for you to be accepted in the society. No one cares what you're trying to do to perfect it. True. Like, if there are just 1 or 2 people who tell you, okay, this is what you want to do, I'm going to create a perfect support system for you to do this, things will be way, way, way easier for people to be exceptional. Because there are very many people who are actually talking about with Caleb who are quite good at some things, but they never got a good support system for them to further what they were doing.
Exactly.
So the system was rotten. Like, it basically never...
Yeah, like even me in high school, I had very good friends who were top athletes. Basketballers top,
but walienda
football top, but system in Kenya doesn't allow you to pursue your talent.
Yep.
I didn't want to talk about this at this point, but you say it here as so anyway, I have to do this. I have to talk about it. It's dear to me. So it's what Ken, just to adding up both of what you're saying, so it's school. The school system is just it's messed up. It's not messed up. It's just tilted a bit. It needs to be aligned well.
Yeah.
Okay. What I mean is, we do not have a support system. What Ken you're saying, the support system to be able to nurture talent from an early age.
Yep.
It's all about academic performance.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the point is it needs to be diversified.
Yeah.
Like there need to be academic performance.
Exactly.
Sports performance.
And that's what I was going to say.
Exactly. Such things.
We don't. It's so based on academic performance that we do not give enough chance for these people with talents at a young age to be nurtured.
Yeah, true.
And it's not that we don't have things like drama festival, music festival. Yes, we have them, but it's not really. It's the thing that you told. Don't read too much.
It's like Nikita.
Now just go.
If you look at a girl like Nikita Kering, I think that's what she was lucky to have.
Of course, with the British system schools, you have that support. The 844. What's the new system called?
I don't even know.
CBC in full.
Curriculum based something.
CBC. I don't know how it's I hope it has something to do with this, but my main point is you see the drama festival and all that does not nurture you to become a master at your craft.
Yep.
You get, like in school we don't even have a system, this is even almost worldwide, to differentiate someone who's dyslexic and someone who's not.
Yep.
Like what's dyslexia?
Like someone who can't remember things or something.
Exactly.
Like that, yeah.
So this guy in academic performance, of course, from the word go, he will not perform well. To punishment, being beaten, go back home, suspension.
Is not on his side at any point.
Exactly. Those things, man, it doesn't make sense. So we just need what Ken is saying. And hopefully if we can do this moving forward into the future and give back as Financial Hub, is to be able to create those support systems where people come and we nurture them from the
because
young
there's
age.
Talent, man.
There's a lot of talent at a young age. Look at us. We started trading when we were 19, 20. We were in high school the whole time, in boarding school, all of us. For 4 years, we do not have access to the outside world, what people are doing. So you don't have any idea of what you can do.
Don't even know what's going on.
Exactly. When you finish school, what happens? There's this list of schools you are chosen. You said you want to do these things. It's the government or the system that's going to decide what you're going to do. You get there, you can't even, you're not even competent.
Yep.
You just chose it because you thought academic performance, I'm performing well in chemistry, or maybe this is my passion. But anyway, that's just to add on top of it. Now, when it comes to sports, all the sports people that you're talking about started at a young age. That means, of course, they had a support system. They got into a club or a music school or a certain system that supports all this for them to become masters. And then they sort of now bring them to a team that can help them with those other stuff. For example, they brought in managers who can handle the business side so that this guy can fully concentrate on that skill and talent they're good at. Now, but
hata ukiambia mzazi unataka kutrade kwanza na kukashifu kijana, hakuna kutrade kama hujamaliza degree.
Exactly. True. Hadi usaizi bado tunaambiwa rudi shule.
The sad thing about it, sad thing about it is we are so certain that this system is not working.
True.
Like that's the sad part about it. If academics was working, it would be nice. But now there are very many graduates who don't have jobs.
Yeah.
There are very many. And we know the system is not working. Also. But bado unataka tu mtoto wako fit in. Unaona umse anataka kwa outlier lakini
and you know why?
Unataka fit in more.
Unaona ko different already.
Because also
fit in more.
These people who have gone to school, they think the paper will be what will give them the job.
Yeah.
But it's basically your competence and your skill.
Yeah.
So you can go to campus. Basically in those 5 years, and this is what society says, you'll get experience when you start working. But you need to start developing these skills at an early age.
Yeah.
If let's say you're learning computer science, uko hivi year 1, year 2, year 3,
kama hujaanza
code and forming products, selling products. Exactly. It'll like bado if you come after your degree, your graduation, come to my company with a paper and okay, in campus what project did you work on? You see? Hakuna. And like literally there's any asa unataka mimi as a manager I now start teaching you everything about what umesema unajua kwa CV yako. So basically it's also the fact that also cause top academicians get jobs easily.
Yeah.
But shida ni yeah 40% when you're unemployed, that 99% of them are incompetent.
Yeah,
but if you
that's
just
true.
if you just like go to campus, have like a focus on it like fully, usikue joka tena huko,
Bas, piga
do it.
project huko juo. Unajua pia
Vizuri.
we have to support both sides.
Exactly.
Because there's the system problem and then there's the people problem.
Exactly.
So
Which
they
makes
also,
it worse.
Exactly. You go to campus, like if you, everyone has been
It's
to
not
campus
strict.
here. We were not even serious about what we were doing. It's just about passing the exam.
There's a 30%. Kwanza in KU, it's a 30% show up in class.
Yeah.
I only need to show up in class 30% of the time.
That's how you
Serious?
engage.
It's already like
It's
that.
not
It's
the
already like
opposite.
that.
So it's the opposite.
Around 40. They start Strathmore, I think, the opposite.
Okay.
But it's the public 30-40.
So already you're starting from a, like, also the people need to wake up. And that's why, like, I find it weird when someone is in college, hata haja figure out kwanza kutoka huko nje atafanya nini, na bado anakuja ananiambia Kian, unajua una degree. Okay, yes, me I don't have a degree, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'll be doing. Like, si tafti bado kenye ndafanya.
Anakuja kubahatisha.
Exactly.
We hata ujui. Who is worse?
And most of them end up finding jobs in what they didn't even study.
Exactly. That's even
like
worse.
there's this genius kid, I think he's called some Indian kid. He's 13 years and he's already working for IBM. I think you know that kid.
I think you know. I've forgotten
exactly.
the name.
Exactly. The moment you're good, you won't miss a spot.
Exactly.
But the moment also wewe uko same na the other people in the field who do like who, okay, the same tu vile tumesema hapa hivi, there are many traders, but they are renowned traders wenye wametrade for over the longest years. But msi akideposit account yake leo ya $50,
Amejita trader.
anakuwa shakuwa trader. But sasa kuna difference between ule mse mwingine na this other guy. So basically it's about getting the competence in your field. Like try and be the best. Hata kama umeenda shule, try and be the best uko shule.
Bas.
Sasa tena ukikuja out of school and you're not the best, I can't hire you.
Had you finished your points? The ones for before you take Kens.
Yeah, for me I had those two people.
Okay.
So I think we'll continue.
Okay,
I'll continue building up on how Kipchoge has developed us.
Just examples. No,
So for me, when I was growing up, I think one of the sports that I was really, really into, I was watching a lot of it, and I was watching not even really the foreign sports, but I was watching it like Kenyan, was basketball, because I grew up in an institution, so basketball was being played a lot, and there were good people. Like there are people who will even play on the Kenyan team who I would see like practice and come up and become so good at it. So definitely now, when it comes to high school, I had to watch out for basketball. So the likes of MJ, Kobe, LeBron. So that's one of the sports that I really pay so much attention to. And now I've also now started getting into athletics. So realize there's exceptional people. And also chess. I think chess is also quite interesting. Chess is also a good sport.
Also a sport, yeah.
So I think I've seen Gary Kasparov like started also at 12. There was the guy who founded DeepMind, was taken to a chess club when I was at 5.
And Kaslan.
Yeah. Magnus, exactly.
Magnus
yeah.
started
So
at a young. He
at a
became
young
a
age,
master,
at 3
so
CJ,
a grandmaster at
exactly.
young age.
Akina Bobby
Fischer.
Yeah. So also watching that side also has taught me a lot about very many things about how you should handle your life.
Okay. So in sports, those are the main
ones that I look at.
Okay. Because me, personally, the ones I look up to is like boxing.
Najua ni mtu wa UFC. Kale wanapenda vita.
Gym guys.
When I'm in the gym, I'm normally watching, you can just put your phone and watch. So things like, I didn't know that guy was really great. Okay, someone might find this as a shock, but Mike Tyson, that guy was a beast. That guy was a beast.
Tyson, Ali.
Knockouts. Now, Ali was movie. He's a fast guy. But Tyson is like, hey bro, Tyson kills you. Akwachi. And then when you've tapped out, he comes and picks you up, tells you, hey, pole. Because that guy comes and kills you. People like Mayweather, yes, people see him flaunting.